Dragonfly Trading. Today's video is going to be an update on ETH, Bitcoin, HNT, and Fantom per request. So we're going to go a little backwards today. I'm going to start out on ETH. And I want to talk about this move right here because we're all wondering, is this a three-wave move? Is this the start of something? What is this? Well, until it broke this level right here, we could have called this a 1-2, 1-2. It's definitely like not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can't be because it would make, how do I explain this? I guess it could be, but it would look really funny that this wave 1 is so big. Now, it could be that it's a leading diagonal. Okay, that is a possibility here. It's a little funky because this comes over the top, and I don't particularly like that at all. Okay, but it has the contracting look, but I just don't like the way this came up and over like that. And, you know, this to me right here, when I really dig into it and look at it, it looks like it could potentially be a three-wave move. And with that said, a leading diagonal can only be all threes or all fives. Now, so it is a potential. So if that is the case, then it's either an A wave or it's a wave 1. Okay. So let's start off with, if this is a leading diagonal, what are we looking at? Now, I've dug through this part deeply, and I know that it looks impulsive, and I know that a lot of people probably would try to make it 5 waves. But when you look really close, what it is double zigzags. We have a zigzag here, we have a 3-wave move, and a zigzag here. A zigzag is a 5-3-5 ABC count. So we have a 3-wave in the middle, and a 3-wave. And WXYs love zigzags. So with that being said, we have a 3-wave move, I feel, coming to the downside. Now we're asking ourselves, is this over, and are we about to start something here? Well, if we are, it's the bullish option, and it's either an A, a B, and now this is going to have to turn very bullish here and get its game on, and this is going to be C. Now, here's the thing. Here's that trend line. We've already bonked our heads on it once. There's a good possibility we bonk our head on it again. If we print the ABC, and this is actually the count, we need to watch out for this. And we've talked about it many times, what a 3-wave move would do. And we'll talk about it in a second. I'm going to go up in time frames here. So let's take a look at this, because everybody wants to know what is happening right now. Okay. So when we go down to a little bit lower time frame, if this is going to be the start of something, it's going to have to be a 1-2, and this is going to have to turn into a 1-2. So with that being said, we cannot break this bottom right here. And I'm going to put that in red. That's sitting at 39.87. Okay. My bias, though, is that we're making an ABC to the upside. Okay. If we get past the 618 here, then we have the potential to go up to the 1-to-1, the 1.236, and the 1.382. And even as high as the 1.618. Okay. So this can get to be a pretty big C wave here, but we cannot break 39.88 because if this is going to be a C and this is a wave 1 of it, the wave 2 is not allowed to break the bottom. So if we're going to do wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a C wave, we absolutely can't break this bottom. Okay? So let's talk about what else can this be. Well, if it's a leading diagonal, it can mean that it's a wave 1. Now this is the very bullish option. This means that we're going to do a wave 1. All of this was 2. And we're about to blast out of here, break through the trend line like butter, and on our way. Same invalidation, guys. We cannot break 39.83. There's always a bullish and a bearish option, okay? Those are the two options that could take us to the upside. Even if this isn't a leading diagonal, it can be a three-wave move. And then we've printed 3. And now we're about to print the C wave to the upside. Same thing. It doesn't make any difference about the leading diagonal and the ABC. We just need to watch about bonking our heads on this trend line. Okay? Okay, bearish options. The bearish option is that this was an ABC to the upside. We are going to come deeper, and what we are printing right now is a simple ABC connector. Okay? I'll try not to say okay 1,000 times. And now we are going to come down with 3, 3, and then most likely 3. And what would that mean at that point? Well, it would mean, because we're coming down correctively, that we still need this leg. It just means we're going to come deeper before we get it to the upside, and we may bonk our heads on that trend line, or it can even truncate and not come up very high. So basically like this. And that's our 3-wave move. And let's pan out. And I've warned of the 3-wave move. It can even come higher, okay? Let's just make the higher one to make it a little more bullish looking, right? So what it would mean is that this was a 3-wave move. Now we've printed a 3-wave. And at that point, we can come down in 3 or 5. Oops, well, tried to do it right. So 3, all this is 3, and then we can come down in 3 or 5. And then at that point, it's the same exact thing. We have to take off in 5 waves. If we don't, and we make another 3-wave move, then we're trending back down. We have to make the 5 waves, impulse wave, to get out of here. Okay? That is the gist of it. Let's take a look at our indicators and see if they can give us any clue on direction here. Right now, we're on the verge of printing bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. Let's get some of this off here. And remember also, I'm the gap lady. We're going to leave a gap. We always leave some type of gap over the weekend. So if we moon here, we're going to have a gap underneath us. Okay. And right now, we've already wiped this pivot out with bearish divergence, and we're challenging this pivot with bearish divergence. On the 1-hour time frame, we have bearish divergence from this pivot to this pivot. So I have a pretty good feeling that the next move is we've printed 3, we're going to print 3, and then we're going to come to the downside with the last 3. And then let's see what we get from there. All right, moving on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trying desperately to hold on to this 618. I talked about in all the videos that I feel we're making, whether the A is over here or it's here, that we're making an A, a B, and a C to the downside, or it's going to turn into a WXY. In my system, I allow my X waves to go beyond my W. Now, I know in traditional Elliott Wave, you will not see that, but I see it all the time in crypto, and I allow it in my system. Because, and I've said this, a lot too, Elliott Wave was made a long time ago. We didn't have crypto, we didn't have leverage, we didn't have so many things we have today. So sticking to those rules that were created in 1928, and these are the rules and we're sticking to them, I think we need to bend a little bit. So, I mean, not bend totally where you just allow everything, but I notice, I see it. The X waves are passing the origin of the W. Okay. So I allow it in my system up to the expanded B pocket. So how do we create the Y wave? Well, we create the Y wave if this is going to turn into a 3-wave move here. Because we'll end up doing 3, 3, and then we'll either get 5 to the downside or we'll get 3. 3 or 5. And if we don't hold this 618, the next level down is the 1-to-1 at 30,716. Okay. All right. I still think we're making this move, whether it ends up being a C or it ends up being a Y. And the 618 is the minimum requirement. So it can hold here and be valid, but we need to get out of here. So let's talk about it. All right. So I have a couple of options here. Okay. And I'm going to try to explain it as easy as possible. So the first option that I see here, and we'll go with the bullish first, right? Let's do the bullish first. I cannot make a leading diagonal out of this. Okay. I can't do it. And because of that, it screams 3-wave move to me. So I really feel this move right here is 3 waves. Now, some are probably saying, well, why can't it be a 1, 2, 1, 2? Because we haven't broken this low yet. Or have we? Yes, we broke it. So it can't be a 1, 2, 1, 2. Because the 2 can't break the 1, and plus this 2 is way longer than that 2. And in a 1, 2, 1, 2, if it was going to do it, it would have had to have done it here with this takeoff. Okay. So the first thing I see here is this potential expanding diagonal. Okay. They are rare, but they happen. With that said, if it's an expanding diagonal, it can be one of two things. It can either be an A wave, and we're coming up for B and going down for C, or it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we cannot crack the top right here. That is our invalidation for both the A wave and the wave 1. Because this would be 5 waves, we cannot crack the top. If we crack the top, both of these counts are invalid, meaning the leading expanding diagonal and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? Crack the top, invalid. So what else can it be? What else it can be is a very complex correction. And the way I see it is we had this move in the middle, right here. That is our connector. Then we had this move to the downside, and this is its connector. And now, what is this? That's the whole question. Is this the partner for this? So let's get in a little closer and take a look. And it's choppy, and it's ugly. So two things it can be here. The first one is the bullish option, that it is a very nasty, ugly leading diagonal. And let me tell you, I've seen some uglier ones that are actually leading diagonals. With that said, it would mean that we either have a 1, 2, we're about to make 3, 4, 5 up for a C wave. Let me pan out so you can see what I'm talking about here. We would have 3, 3, 5. Okay? Or it's 3, 3, and now we're making 3. Which means when it's done, it's going to continue this trend over here. Okay? Because it's so complex in here, and there's so many ABCs, and you can interpret it so many different ways. You know, there's also a way that you can interpret that this is a 3 wave. And now we're making 3, and we're going to get 3 or 5 to the downside. What would that mean? Well, it would mean that we still need this partner leg over here, and that we're going to get it, and we're going to do something like this. Okay? But the way that this started, it's a three-wave move. And because of that, there's really no way to take off out of here bullish, unfortunately. I don't see any way that this can be a wave one. It can be a wave, and we can make a big C over here, but unfortunately it's 3 waves, and it means, you know, that we've got another move to the downside coming. No matter if it makes it bigger or it's just about done and it's going now, it's going to turn into 3 waves. So I didn't like to see that, but unfortunately, we're coming deeper, and the next level is the 1-to-1. I've tried to look to see, is there anything I'm missing? Could it be possible that this is the start of something? I guess, you know, there's always that bullish option there. And the only way that it would happen is if I'm totally seeing this part wrong. And hidden down in here, there is a 1, a 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. That could be possible. Because it was such a quick buy up, you know, it could be possible you just can't see that part. So with that said, the complete invalidation is this low right here at 42.26 for this, you know, to be a wave one. So once we pass that low down there, it's completely 100% off the table. It's not happening. Okay? So this is the bull option, and I kind of did it backwards, didn't I? I said I was going to talk about bull first. Okay? Yeah, it's very complex. Let's see on the indicators, same thing as Bitcoin. Let's see. We don't have the same bearish divergence that we do on ETH on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, we do have it here, but if we continue to go to the upside here, it could very easily wipe that out. Now, if it keeps on going and it takes out this pivot, but it doesn't take it out in price up here, we will have bearish divergence between this point and this point, and it will be pretty significant. If I had to pick a bias without making this video 10 years long, and guys, you know, this is just my bias. I would really feel that this is a 3-wave move here. That right now, I'm trying to get it where we can see it. If it's not the expanding diagonal that I talked about, I feel we're making 3. We're making 3. And then we're going to come down for 5 or 3. I really feel that's the next move. And then we'll get this partner, whether it's a 1 or it's a 3 wave. So what do you need to be looking for? Divergence. Bullish divergence. When this comes down, bullish divergence. All right, let's go over to HNT. HNT looks like it's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if this correction is going to be a higher degree 4th, and all of this is going to be a higher degree 3rd up here. So if this is going to be higher degree 3rd, and this is going to be a higher degree 4th, and we're looking for the big 5th wave, okay, this has to hold this level of the prior 4th. Okay, we can't break that. So let's get down here and look at it. And so far, I don't see it coming down impulsive. Okay. I see it as it's made an ABC to the downside. It's probably going to make, let's get a little closer here. This move right here, you want to call it 5 waves, but unfortunately, it's a 3-wave move. It only came to the 1.236, and to be a full impulse wave, the 3rd has to hit the 1.618. So this is a 3-wave move. So with that said, we've got a 3, a 3, and now it has the potential to, so basically 3, 3, and now it can give you 3 or 5. And it's going to end up being a connector. So it ends up being a connector for this. And then you're going to go lower. But you just don't want to take out that low of this prior degree 4th. So it's got plenty of room to correct here. Okay. And hold this for a higher degree 4th, and then finally go up for a 5th. All right, Fantom. Fantom is the exact same thing. Exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's going to have a higher degree 3rd here, it's got to hold this area. Oops, I had that wrong. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I'm sorry. So this one looks like it could possibly not be done with its 5th. That's what it was. So if it can hold this prior degree 4th here, which this looks identical to the other one, where we've got three, 3, 5. That's a complete correction. And then down in here, looks like it wants to be a connector. Now, if it's not going to be a connector, it cannot break this low. Can't break that low. And probably when I get down there and look at it, just like the other one, yeah, it could be a 5 wave, but this is carrying on way too long to be a wave 2. This is going to be a connector. So with that said, I think it's exactly like the other one that I talked about, and it's in a bigger correction. For a higher degree fourth. Just thinking here a second. Yeah, this is a fifth wave, and it's got to hold this area in here. That's really where it should hold. But because this 4 is so far down, it's got a lot of area to correct, and it could be just fine. But it would look, it's going to have to be a bigger correction than this one if it's going to be a prior degree fourth. A higher degree fourth, I'm sorry. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend.